Welcome to Dragons Den Arm Wrestling. Today we're going to discuss the match that's up and coming between Devon and Genadi. We're going to discuss how we think that's going to play out round to round.
Okay. All right, cool. And if you guys do like this content, like and subscribe down below. And here we go. So this is the promo for Ingen, that Ingen created for the East vs. West. Devon looking crazy.
As a Georgian national champion, multiple European champion, and multiple world champion of the world, please welcome Genadi!
The promo looked good.
That's a good promo.
Jerry Cataract position. Oh my goodness.
That's a win. That's a fucking win. We took half an hour.
Devon with the highlights right there.
Genadi, so I mean it's really interesting because Genadi he's doing mostly top roll stuff, right? I mean it's top roll is very side pressure heavy.
Yeah, for the most part, the only time I've ever seen Genadi ever go into a hook was against Jerry, and that was when Jerry just ripped right through him pretty easy.
Did he force him into a hook, or did Genadi volunteer into the hook?
I think Genadi volunteered into a hook that round.
Gotcha. So
I'll have to go back and watch to make sure,
so it
but
was
I believe
just
that's how it
that
went.
round, though. It wasn't something that Genadi was attempting to just consistently go into a hook. It was
Right,
that
I think he was just so tired that
Yeah.
he was like, I hope this works better than the top roll, and that didn't work.
Gotcha. But for the most part, he seems like it almost looks like he's setting up low hand, and he's just applying a lot of side pressure.
Yeah, he's definitely an explosive player.
Now Genadi is how tall is Genadi? He's got to be what, like 6'1", 6'2", like
6'2"?
Yeah, like the average of most of those guys. Devon's 6'5".
Yeah.
I just don't. I mean, unless if Genadi's side pressure is so much more than Devon can handle, which I don't think that it's that much more than Dave Chafee. I don't think it's that much more than Jerry Cataract. You know, that kind of in that range. If Genadi goes low, he's going to lose his hand. Devon's.
I agree.
He's already 6'5", so he doesn't even have. Devon can low hand Genadi.
And especially like round one, I think Devon's probably gonna drop into like an open top roll.
Yeah.
Probably fall into a king's move and fatigue.
Yeah,
Genadi's hand.
Because his hand will already be low. Devon's just gonna go for height. He's gonna go for open to preserve his pronation and a lot of his back pressure for when he get that internal rotation. And I mean, first round, 100% think that he's gonna he'll go high. He's gonna pressure up on the table. He's gonna make Genadi feel super uncomfortable. And Genadi's going to go for the hit. Devon's going to go straight to there. And Genadi's hand's going to slip under Devon's, which is going to immediately cause it to fold back. He's going to be in a side pressure situation like this. So Genadi's going to have to try to stand up into that flop wrist. And I think right there, Devon's going to stack up high. Unless if he, of course, pins him straight to the pad. But I don't think that he's...
I think he's going to get caught down here. And then Genadi's eventually going to cup far enough and probably surge a couple times for that first round.
Right.
But I think after the first round, maybe the second round, Devon's going to switch it up, do more conventional style once his hands
once he's
fatigued a little bit.
Yeah, once he's compromised Genadi, I absolutely think that he's going to go in and he's going to try to lock Genadi right into his defensive high hook, the offside.
Especially after Devon saw what happened with Jerry when Genadi went in there.
Right, exactly. Meaning that because if Genadi loses all of his pronation out of that first round, even if he does get the pin, and I don't know, it's always hard to say on that first round whether or not if he gets the pin, it's absolutely, you could say, he could easily, not easily, but it's feasible that he could get the pin. But with so much even if he does get the pin, it's not gonna. I don't think it'll be instantly. I think you're right. I think it's gonna be him fighting for it, and he's going to try to regain all that pronation and cutback. That's going to tax the absolute hell out of his pronation, which will mean that when he goes for the low hand on that second round and Devon comes up to here, Genadi's going to slip right underneath his hand.
And I think too the fact that from what I've seen from Genadi, he usually doesn't hit to pin from go. He usually hits to position and then surges a bunch from there.
Right, like he did
And I
with
think
Michael
against
Todd.
Devon, that's not a good play.
Right, I agree. I 100% agree. I think that if you're going to try to pin Devon, you have to do it like Levon, and you just grab and you must smash. But if it is going to be like almost like a Giannis Omlins, right? Because that's kind of what Giannis does. Giannis does this thing, pops back, and then dumps sideways. And if that's just going to give Devon that time to, push forward with his arm, because he's going to run forward. He won't run back right away. So as they run, retreat to pull into hand, Devon will move forward. And then the second the side pressure hits, Devon's going to drag back. And he's just going to rear to the back of the pad.
Yeah.
And that's, at least he has to do, 2 movements to get the pin pad. Then he probably isn't going to successfully land in the first one. He has to recalibrate, reposition, and then surge a third or fourth time. Question is how many surges does he have before Genadi's like done, especially if by round 2 Devon completely rotates position on him.
He's definitely looking like he has more endurance than I've seen from him in the past. But I think he'll get maybe 1-2 pins max on Devon.
Yeah,
it's best of 6, right?
Yeah. That was one of the things in the matches that Devon had called for, and I think Genadi must have agreed to it, is that it's not the typical East versus West 5 round, it's a 6 round. So it's king of the table. It's essentially king of the table rule set for them.
So is it going to be 6 round? If it goes 3-3, go for the 4th?
Yes.
If that's the case, I think it's going to go 2-0 Genadi at best, more than likely 1-0.
Right, and that's what I heard.
And then Devon's just going
to
to try to beat him in every single position from there, I think.
Yeah, and if Devon locks in to his high hook, I don't see any lane out. If Genadi cannot blow Devon back over to a king's move, when Devon first convinces, when he first commits to this, if he goes in here and he holds, Genadi hits and Devon can and catch it all the way down here and bring it back up center, match is over. There's no coming back out of that.
Does Genadi have any type of press? Because it looks like Devon has a little bit of trouble if he goes for that high hook.
I have never seen
and he can't get that supination, kind of like when he does against, kind of like with Prudnik.
Right.
Where he couldn't get the pin because he couldn't get that supination because Prudnik was just forcing his wrist out.
Right. I've never seen a match. Now, there's not a ton of matches available on the internet, of how many lines is Genadi comfortable with? How many different lanes? I've only ever really seen him do the side pressure top roll, which typically top roll guys are not super comfortable with going inside. And after we saw that, when he went for the hook with Jerry, he didn't go for a press. He was just going for a standard hook and drag. Yeah,
no, I definitely agree. If you're going to send it into your B lane, you might as well fully commit.
Right.
Because if you're already at failure on your A game,
yeah,
you kind of just got to send it.
Yep. Right. And then other than that, if you guys like this content, comment down below, like and subscribe. These are our opinions. We don't know what's going to happen, but check out East vs. West when it comes out, and see you guys on the next one.